it's interesting. People that are listening to this that live in other parts of the country be like, dude, get the fuck out of California. Like, what is wrong with this? I mean, so I'm going to say two things about it. Yeah, you're right. A lot of us probably would like to at some level, but also at the same time, I would say fucking grow up, because that's not realistic for us. We have businesses here. We have families here. Like this whole thing about like, well, you could easily just leave there and leave it behind. There's a few things I want to say about that. Like, number one, no, I have my family here. This is where I grew up. And just because the politics here suck, right? And I'm just going to be up front about it. I don't agree with the majority of them. That doesn't represent the majority of us that live here. It really doesn't. Exactly. And politics is handled a particular way. And I don't think we need to make this a fully political conversation. However, I think it'll come up. For somebody sitting in some other state that's way more, let's just say pro-gun, or let's say way more about the Constitution of the United States and not fucking with it, for you to sit there and go, well, you guys just need to get out of there, and that's the easy solution. It's not an easy solution, and we shouldn't have to do that. And you know what? Yep. You shouldn't be saying that, and I'm just going to be upfront about it. You could be a little bit more supportive instead of continually trying to divide us. And there's all this shit about California just needs to fall off into the ocean and float away. You know what? That's part of this country. And the more that happens, and the more that you accept that, and the less tolerant you become about it, the worse it is for all of us. It doesn't help us. And I don't want to get up on a soapbox and continue down this path, but going back to the whole, like, we're going out to BLM, we just want to go out and, shoot and be free and whatever. It's a very overpopulated state. And there's some crazy shit that we run into. But as we just said, like, we were just out in Nevada where you can do anything and everything you want.
Pretty much anything.
And it's the same.
They're all just having a party out there. Like, well, you guys don't shoot this stuff? I'm like, nah, man. Out in California. So I feel like there's a few ways to look at that. I have a little bit different perspective, even though I agree with what you say. I agree with that. But I also think, like, I think in my head, like, I don't want to be here because of all that stuff, XYZ, like what we deal with, the taxes, and it's just so expensive to own a business here, to live here, deal with all like the anti two-way stuff that they're always testing on us and letting the other states, like, right. You know what I mean? Like, we're the
see what happens in California first.
Yeah, that's the thing too. If we just give up and leave, it's just going to spread to every other state.
Yeah,
just
so
like
there's
happening in Washington.
Yeah, you should be saying thank you.
Yeah, exactly. So that's like a thing that I've run into people that are like, well, dude, they need strong people here to fight for it. And so I agree with that too. So I actually don't have a firm stance, because I would love to move. But like you said, like, I own a business here. All my relationships are in California, majority of them, or like in this area. So like, if that's the case, it's really hard for me to just up and leave. Right. Everybody always says, well, it's easy to up and leave. Yeah, but like, I'm building this business and it's going well. Like, and majority of it's in California. But also, to your point, and I do agree with that, there needs to be stronger people here. And if you just like basically leave here to somewhere else and you let this place keep like being a cancer, that cancer is going to spread. So like, I don't actually have the answers for this, but those are the kind of thoughts that run through my head. Like, do I leave? Because I loved Utah. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah, you and me both.
Yeah, but then also, like, if you leave here, then there's nothing but like bitches that live here, and that's going to spread to the rest of the fucking country.
You said bitches.
Yeah. I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah.